Where's Greg? Where's Dave? Where's Mr. G? Where is everybody?
I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution.
I haven't seen the sun in a fucking week and a half. Hey, look! It just came out! Hey, look at that!
I love it.
Welcome to another exciting episode of After Hours with what is left of the Whack Pack. I have no idea what's going on. I do know Dave is in India, so he's not doing the show. I'm standing in his place, but Greg is missing. Mr. G, he's kind of always missing. He pops up whenever he does, starts screaming in the middle of the show, but that'll happen probably anyway. Jimmy the Bull, he's, hit and miss, driving a dump truck full of rocks somewhere. So I got Armin here, I got Larry here, and the big question on our minds is Greg, because his last IG post was, what was it, Armin? The 29th?
Yeah, I looked on IG and it's the 29th, and he posts on Instagram. It's not every day, but he does post. I wasn't here last
over
week,
a week.
But
and
he was here last week, right?
And Larry and I have both called him, texted him. He always answers our calls and texts. I called Lucia, texted Lucia. My question is, how would we even know who would be able to connect the dots on Greg's side if something happened to him and tell us?
I would hope Lucia would let people know, but I don't know.
Well, what if something happened to her too?
Yeah,
they got this junking business. They got all these people from Craigslist and shit coming in her house. How
dangerous that is, John, if you really think about it, how freaking dangerous that is.
In New York,
really,
no less.
Yeah, that's really, I mean, I watch Long Crime way too much, and someone every single day, it's like, oh, went there and disappear, and they found their head over here and this there. But with Greg, I mean, yeah, if it's been a certain amount of time, you can call the police and have them go do a welfare check. Well, they'll go to the house, knock on the door, and see if anybody comes to the door, just to make sure they're okay. It's not like they're in trouble, but I had to do that before with a couple of my friends that weren't too good mental-wise back in the day. They had to go over there and see how they were doing. I don't like dealing with the police either. So, but sometimes if you don't live there, you want to check on somebody.
I did it with my mom one time, and she got pissed off.
Yeah.
You sent the cops to my house. I go, well, Mom, you disappeared. I was in the pool. That's what happens when your mom lives in Florida and you live 3 states away.
Some people you expect to disappear because they're in jail or something, but I don't know. Greg, I hope he's all right, because I can't see him, getting in any kind of trouble like that at his age.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, well, you're meeting weird people all the time and selling stuff on Craigslist.
That's the thing, man. They're selling shit all the time out of the house, and they have all these people coming over constantly. I mean, the law of averages in New York. I mean, come on.
Yeah, New York. I mean, that's sketchy. Those people are looking to people rob people all the time. You have all these guys. What they literally do all the time is they'll go on, different ads, whether it's they're buying sneakers or cell phones. They'll meet up with a person and just rob them and take it. It's very common. So
yeah. Or just gaining access to your home. I mean, if you're selling something big or heavy or something, you got to let them in, right? It's taking a big chance.
I'm really weird with my house. I don't let anybody just come over at all. Like I'll have like clients I'm trained. They're like, "Hey man, I live in the area. You think I could just stop by and pick up the protein?" I'm like, "No, I don't. I just met you. I don't. You're not coming to my house."
I'm so paranoid. Nobody knows where I live except for my girlfriend.
So you don't have any guests? Oh, you have a girlfriend. Okay.
Yeah, but no one. Nobody from my gym. Nobody knows where I live.
Are you an apartment or house and out there?
Condo.
Okay. Yeah.
But no one knows. No one comes to my house.
Yeah, me
nobody.
Neither. I don't like anybody coming over. I keep the place locked up tight.
Well,
you gotta really know me to get into my house.
Well, I own a gym, and I have like over 1,000 members. And sometimes you get weird people coming through there, and I just
don't want to be your best friend. They all want to be friends with the owner.
Well, it's not just that, but I had a guy show up at like midnight the other night, and he's like, "I'm here to check out the gym." He calls me, and he's like, "I'm in the hallway," and I'm like, "Okay, it's midnight, and I'm not there right now. I don't know what to tell you. You need to make an appointment."
Is your gym a 24-hour gym?
It's 24 hours for members. They all have a card key and they have an app on their phone they can get in. But, random strangers just can't walk in the middle of the night.
Right. Yeah.
Without a membership. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I guess they think 24 hours, you're going to be there at 24 hours, right?
No gym, even 24-hour fitness is nobody's there 24 hours.
I know, it's nuts. It's so ridiculous to think that.
And why would you not call before you show up?
Especially at midnight.
Just show up and
anybody there?
You're in the middle of the night.
That's fucking nuts. Larry, I have to tell you, you'll probably agree with me.
Your message? Okay, perfect. I'm letting you in right now.
What is it? Oh, yeah. Amin is here. Mr. G, cool. What's up, Georgie?
Hey, what's up, guys?
That's a lovely bonnet you're wearing today.
Well, yeah, because I just came from we got a big swell hitting down here. So I just came from Fort Pierce Inlet, and now we're at Coral Cove Park. So I surfed about 2 hours, and we got this other spot that the waves are breaking probably about 800-900 free football fields outside. But this place here is very sharky.
Very sharky?
Yeah.
Sharky?
Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah, that's what they. So there's nobody out. So if I'll be all by myself. It's better with a bunch of people around. But
have you ever seen a shark when you're surfing?
Yes, all the time.
Did you have an encounter? Ever have like an encounter with one where you had to like beat it on the nose or anything?
The closest encounter was when 2 years ago when all the bait fish were running. And now you got to remember the bait fish are very small. They're about 2 inches in diameter, but there's billions of them. So the ocean looks like black from where they're coming. And the spinner sharks, they call them spinners because the spinner shark will underneath them and spin up to feed on them and jump out of the air. So all of a sudden we look about 500 yards and we see them jumping up, and then all of a sudden they were right on us.
Yeah,
George, are you not scared?
Really,
right?
Are you not scared of them? Are you not scared of them, or like?
No, I'm so stuff happens so quick. You don't have time to react. Just kind of know they're there. I have no time to react. So anyway, they were spinning up by us and they right on us, and then they were right under our boards. So then we had to paddle in gently.
Yeah, you can't splash around, right?
Well, this was a big hurricane swell too, so you couldn't. When there's a big giant hurricane swell, you can't just paddle in, because what's happening is it's like a tsunami. There's so much water that's moving, and when the water moves, it moves out. So it's like you're getting sucked back into the ocean. So you have to
with the rest of the sharks.
Yeah, they had sharks. Today we saw some big. We saw some all the turtles are nesting. So we saw.
How about crocodiles and alligators and shit?
There's alligators and crocodiles right across the street from me, in the intercostal. So you got people on the intercostal that are stand-up paddling.
I think coastal is the word you're looking for there, Georgie.
Intercostal or intercoastal?
Intercoastals are in here, over here. Intercoastal.
That's great. I've been saying that to everybody. I wonder why that's why they look at me like. So Dave's not coming on because he can't come out. Is he flying right now, or what? Or is he already?
No, he's in India. It's probably like some shitty time there, and staying busy.
He was on with Chris Aceto last night, though, on Heavy Muscle Radio. But I think it's the middle of the night there right now.
Chris is there too.
I just saw this party that they do in India.
Chris was somewhere else. His kid just competed in. He won his pro natural show.
Yeah, natural.
His son's natural.
In Canada, It's a show in Canada. Natural pro show in Canada.
Yeah.
But
so he competed there. Didn't he compete in the regular teenage nationals here, or they don't have it?
Yeah, he did. He won the teenage nationals here, and then he won a pro national show, natural show in Canada.
A pro natural show.
Yeah, a pro natural show this last weekend. So he is officially the youngest IFBB pro.
Oh,
no. There's others. There's one that's 19.
Wait, so IFBB has pro.
That's what they said. That's what they said on the show last night.
No,
they have a national pro division now.
I was coaching the youngest pro. He turned pro at 19. So,
well, he isn't Hacito's kid 19? Yes,
no, he's 20.
He just said to see nationals.
He's 20, I think.
How did you do T nationals if he's 20?
Well, he probably had a birthday right after. A lot of people compete close to it. But but I believe he's 20. I thought I saw that somewhere.
Maybe it was collegiate.
20-year-old. Yeah, 20. He's 20 years old. That's what they put on there.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's not the youngest pro, though. I was coaching the youngest pro. This nut job I'll eventually have to tell about, but he was the youngest pro, classic. And
how old was he? 20? 19? No.
19. So
19. So
Chris's son is 20.
Oh, Chris' son is 20. He's all natural.
Yes.
So how is he a pro? How is he an IFBB pro?
Because they have a natural. You can turn pro naturally. You can turn pro everywhere now, but you can turn pro naturally now too. So the problem
in the IFBB they have pro. They have natural shows.
Yeah, they just started doing that.
Oh, in the U.S. or just in Canada?
I think all over the place.
Yeah. I think that's
it's in the U.S. too. Because a friend of mine, Austin Carr, he's putting on natural shows in Las Vegas.
I think it's a great thing.
The problem is, nobody wants to see natural competitors. So you're just going to get your family there and stuff like that. People want to see the freaks. So they don't want to, I don't know if you've been to natural shows before, but I have. And I know, Larry, you probably have too. And it's pretty bad. I mean, the natural competitors.
You're talking about as far as they look, but what about as far as getting lots of young kids to compete and work out and exercise?
Yeah, like that. I think that thing's important because I think people start gear way too young. So in that aspect, but for a fan base part of it, they're just going to have it mixed in with something else, I believe, because no one's just going to go see
so the promoter's not going to make money, right? But maybe it'll grow like anything else.
No.
If it keeps growing, like if these kids, like this kid's post on social media and all the kids look up to him like they did Sam, and start hooking up, then they can go in and compete, and you get more people to compete and the more kids to work out without doing any stuff. Because at the end, when it comes down to it, you got to do all the other stuff. You got to eat, train, sleep. You know what I mean?
It's usually one extreme or the other. You either got guys that are totally, obsessed with gear at a very young age. I'm talking about 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds trying to get on gear. Then you got the opposite that won't touch anything. And they'll ask you, like I have even people that message me about my supplements. Am I still natural if I take this growth hormone releasing supplement? I'm like, what do you consider natural? That's just like
did you see the guy Joe Palacio who just took third at Tampa?
No. Tampa,
you guys
what, the
don't follow
bodybuilding?
bodybuilding. This guy Joe Palacio, he just took third at Tampa.
Yeah,
And,
the short guy.
I
Short.
don't know. He's I don't know how short he is. He's about the same height as the other guys who are competing.
I watched the show later. I a lot of their names are just so new because they come in and come out. They're not that well known yet. But.
Well, this was only his fourth show ever, and he's only been on gear. He trained for like 16 years natural, and he's been on gear for 4 years, and he's an absolute freak. The guy is like 250 pounds shredded on stage. He was definitely the biggest, hardest person on the stage there, and it was a tough show. So he stayed natural for like 16 years before he went on, and he just did an interview with Leo Mayhofer, and he told everything, and I believe he's telling the truth. No reason to lie.
I mean, for longevity, that's ideally what you want to do because the earlier you start gear, the earlier you kind of burn out, or you get these guys that start bodybuilding in their 30s. They can go a long time and look really, really good. Like they can be 50 years old and have like a 30-year-old looking body. So, I beat my body up at a young age. I started, 18 competing, and I know.
Yeah, well, you're going.
Larry did too.
I competed
aren't
when
you
I was
guys
16.
going for fitness now?
Yeah.
Aren't you going for? I heard you would. Didn't you say you were taking up some boxing and doing stuff and trying to get back to being fit? Just fit, not just look good, but be fit.
Yeah, well, I don't try to be like heavy anymore. So I started eating cleaner once I got like my heart checkups and stuff, and I had a little bit of blockages because I eat a lot of junk food. I can still stay fairly lean. I gain weight in my face. Like my face, like is where I gain all my weight. So as soon as I start dieting, my face gets like a lot slimmer. But no, yeah, I dropped some weight since we've been to Alabama because I was like 265, 268.
265. That's. I mean, that's.
No, there's no point. I'm not trying to be 265. That's
I know you're gonna have to starve yourself like Dave, like actually lose some muscle. What he did.
And I stopped taking anything else. I did a little cycle last year and for about 2 months, and that was it. And I did not miss taking gear at all. I didn't miss taking the shots of the different like Masteron, any of that stuff. I didn't miss it at all.
Once you get to a certain age, man, you gotta go the other way.
You're gonna look good at this 205, 200's your weight.
Georgie, I lost 50 pounds from my biggest. That's like, you got to do that, man. You can't walk around carrying an extra 50, 60, 70 pounds of tissue, mostly muscle, and not have it affect your longevity. It's just a real.
Well, you want to be fit. You want to be fit. Heart. So, me and Armand were talking about doing interval training. You ever hear the 4x4 Norwegian?
That's what I do. That's how I train.
Or you could do like a 10.
I do all intervals. I do all circuits. That's how I train. I never stop.
It's a shorter period of time, but it's far more. It's probably like 1,000 times more.
I do more sets in an hour than everybody else around me in the gym does in 2 hours because I'm constantly moving. Constantly. The only time I stop lifting is to go from one station to the next. I don't take a single breath other than that.
That's the Mahalik intensity insanity workout. Mahalik did.
I'm telling you, man, that's the best. That my physique totally changed when I started doing that.
But they're finding with doing interval training and with the cardio, like the 4x4 is where you do 4 minutes at 80-90% of your max on cardio, and then you do 4 minutes slow, 4 minutes up until you completed 4 sets of that. That it's thinning, the arteries are thinning out.
Yeah,
how amazing is that?
When you want to start training, like for body, because it's hard for bodybuilders to stop like doing like a bodybuild style training. But I do different stuff now. Like I'll do the gym and I'll have like an upper body day, and then another day I'll just go do lower body, and then that's all I pretty much do. I don't go like hit like one body part, like tear it up like I used to. So
I still train the same way as I've always trained. I haven't changed a thing.
I don't want to be that size.
Well, it depends, Larry. It depends what you look. What is your because what is your goal? For myself, my goal is I want to be able to surf 5 hours straight. I want to be able to.
I think people are different. Like Armin just holds weight because he's got a slower metabolism. For me, I've got a fast metabolism, so if I don't work out, I will just lose weight. And I'm not as big as I used to be, and it's not from lack of trying. I'm not taking.
But it's age too. I think the older you get, the less you hold on to like kind of water.
Yeah, your body just doesn't want to hold on to that much muscle.
Yeah, yeah.
But
or
I
just
still want to be
fat.
I still want to be in as good a shape as I can be. So
John's John's bored with the whole conversation.
No, I'm trying to get Greg on the show.
Well,
all the young guys today, they're so obsessed with keeping their faces lean. They're like, oh my gosh, like if I'm doing someone's off season, they're like, well, I don't want to keep my face on. I want to keep it lean. I'm like, they're so obsessed with keeping their faces lean. But when you bodybuild and you do that, that ages you a lot faster. If you have like weight on your face, like I usually keep a good amount of weight on my face.
What?
I could drop it within a week as soon as I start like eating like a diet. But
yes, they got that.
You age a lot faster when you're dieting all the time because you lose that healthy fat that you have in your face. That's when
everybody's metabolism is different.
AOL.com.
So when are you gonna get that? Because how tall are you? Are you 5'9", Armand?
Send it to yourself.
Yeah, I used to be 5'10". I lost about an inch.
Just
from
copy the text.
How the hell did you do that?
Come on the button and you hit copy.
Most people lose height as they age because their spine, because you have disc and it loses the fluid. So you do get short. Okay. That's why most people. If you probably check your height, you're probably shorter than what you were. 20 years ago.
I just said, 6 foot. You got to type out the address.
Yeah. So you're probably what were you like 20 years ago?
You got to send it to me.
What's that? What'd you ask me, Armand?
Is John talking to Greg now?
Armand, what'd you ask me? What weight was I weighing?
Here, we'll try this.
No. How tall were you like 20 years ago? Did you measure 6 foot?
6 foot. 6 foot.
Oh,
all right.
But when's the last time you got measured now?
The one you just sent me.
I haven't. I don't go,
That's what I'm saying. You've probably lost.
I'll have to do that.
Yeah, you probably lost, especially you do all that fighting.
Do it on your phone.
That's hard on your back. So
yeah, I didn't get body slammed by Andre the Giant like the Hulk did. Like Hulk Hogan said he lost 3 inches.
I gotta get back to the about 6 foot. See what you guys can figure out. All right.
Like look at like Arnold and all those guys. Like you get older, you shrink. John, did you lose inches over the years? Did you like lose an inch from when you were like in your 20s or 30s? Height, not on height.
I lost 2 inches from heavy squats.
That's because you're all bent over.
That's you got from heavy squats.
You stood up straight, you'd be way taller.
I feel like what I went through with Larry. I feel like I want to hug Larry from the behind and give him like a neck choke and like
I had this
a rear naked choke, right?
Recently, I had this really gnarly.
He'll be re-erected, right?
Recently, I had this really gnarly deep tissue massage, and I had like a knot in the middle of my lower back that she said it was like a softball in there. And she dug on that thing for like 2 hours. It was painful as hell. But right afterwards, I stood up and I was like, wow, I'm like standing up perfectly straight.
No, really?
Yep.
No shit. Yeah, I bet your hamstrings are tight as fuck too.
My back was so tight. And then
I bet if you had her do your hamstrings too, you'd be a new man.
I'm telling you, she opened up stuff. My shoulder was hurting and it was coming from my back. And my whole back was so tight, and she opened all that up. It was like 2 hours of just digging on me. And afterwards, I stood up. I was like, wow, I'm sitting up straight, and it's no pain.
Larry, I thought you would be doing this like on a weekly or bi-weekly basis anyways, no?
I had a massage therapist that was like every week, and then she like went away. And in the area where I'm at, I just couldn't find a good person until recently.
It's hard to find a good person, but it's so important to do that. I go to the guy. My hours are five. My massages are 5 hours. No one believes me.
What?
I get destroyed for 5 hours, literally.
5 hours?
5 hours. 5 hours.
It's like a fucking marathon.
Fuck you.
Hours. Who's the girl? Who's the masseuse that can do 5 hours straight?
That's gotta be someone strong as hell.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
He's a Dallas Stars official massage therapist. and he does it on the side too at his house. And the first time I went, I was like, hey, how much, a session, whatever. And he told me. I was like, okay. So he starts working on me, and then I'm like, I've been on my front for a long time. I guess he's not going to do I guess he's not going to do my front side. He's just going to do my back side. And then he was like, you ready to flip? And I was like, I need to go pee. I looked at my phone, and it was already like 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Dude,
and
how does he?
Wow.
How does he go that long?
Well, he only does like one a day like that.
Well, you don't have any more hours left to work.
Yeah,
but
he's a beast. I mean, I've had some of the best massage therapists, and I've used all over the country too. And
what's that cost?
Dude, he can tear you up the whole time too. I mean, it's extremely painful, and he knows what I pay him. Well, I was getting to that. So when you ask how much, like at the first time, I was like, hey, how much do I owe you? He's like, oh, just 125. I was like, I can't pay this guy 125. He just worked on me 5 hours. That would
I mean,
shitty.
So what does he normally just charge 125 for 5 hours?
Well, other people he don't have to work on usually 5 hours just because I'm a little bit bigger and the muscle and stuff.
I think he's got a crush on you, bro.
Does he give you a happy ending?
No. But usually 2 to 3 hours is what he works on, because he works on a lot of fitness people. Most of the time, 2 to 3 hours. And I'm like, I even ask him sometimes, like, can we shorten it up? Because I have things I would like to get done today other than a massage.
$125 for 3 hours?
No, I'm trying to tell the story. The first time he told me that, and I was like, there's no way I could pay this guy that. So I've been owed him $500. So now I pay him $500 every time I go, which is expensive because I go every other week. But it's worth it, because if I skipped that for a while after I did my hair transplant, and my body was even in worse pain, and like my back was even worse. And so he's like a godsend to me. Like he's an awesome guy, and I feel so bad for him afterwards because he's so tired and worn out for working on somebody, especially someone muscular, for that long, and he's sweating too. And but he's just such a good guy. You feel bad. And I've sent other people to him too. Other like pros asked me in the area, and I said, listen, because I know how a lot of those pro bodybuilders are broke and cheap. And I was like, listen, you better pay this guy this amount of money, or I'm not going to send you. So he's going to massage you for at least 3 or 4 hours because you're a big bodybuilder. So make sure you pay him at least $300, $400. And they said, yeah. And then a couple of them still go to him when they're in town. They moved out of town, but
no happy ending, no pay.
That's insanely cheap. I pay $100 an hour here for deep tissues.
Dude, I get my girlfriend to fucking rub my back for an hour, and I don't have to pay her shit.
Well, not directly.
I actually had her rub.
Not directly. You're paying in other ways.
I had her. I put it up. I put the video up. She gave Lee.
No, she's got strong hands. She rubbed my neck.
Doesn't she just walk on your back?
Yeah.
Did she? Yeah, she gives.
Holy shit! The girl can crush bricks in her.
She got tiny little hands, but she can do that. You know what though? Because if you have muscular hands, like if I try to give it back up to her or something, after fucking 1 minute, my hands
get pumped up.
Yeah.
Yeah, my hands get pumped up too.
They cramp out. I almost can't do it. Everybody's like, oh, come on. What are you kidding me? You got them big hands, like, muscular hands. Can't do it. She has no muscle on her hands. She's got tiny hands, but she can do that shit because there's no muscle that cramps on there. You know what I mean?
Well, you got to use your elbow a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does that.
Forearm, elbow.
And then if I can't get in with him, I go to the Asian places where they walk on your back.
They use their heels.
That's
cool.
And even then you have to tell them, hey, I could take it really deep, because they've got to push themselves down on you, because those Asian ladies only weigh like 80, 90, 100 pounds. They don't weigh much.
They open the door and they not fall over.
If I was dating them, I'd make them lose weight. I like them really skinny. I like anorexics.
They need the one with like black chicks working there, so they're all heavier set. So they can walk on your back. Black chicks are usually heavier. Asians are usually smaller.
All right, since we're going so I got a topic. I want us to talk about, because I found it very interesting, and I think there's other examples of it you guys can call into play, and I want to hear your opinions. So I just finished this article for Muscle and Fitness, and it had to do with testosterone. And I combined two news stories. Number one is that male test 20-year-olds today have half of the test that the same age 20-year-olds had in 1940s after World War II. So we have lost a lot of testosterone on the way. There's Armin. There's Armin. As Jimmy the Bull would say, Armin, and take care of both Armin and Armin.
That messed everything up because now everybody says my name wrong.
I know.
Sorry, Armand.
So you got here just in time. I mean, because we're talking about testosterone. So the other news story was, other than the testosterone levels being half, and I see this like in my son, who's 25 years old, his age group, his friends, all of those guys, all of them, none of them have beards, body hair, muscles. They're all soft. You know, they're definitely affected by the tremendous amount of estrogen, xenoestrogens, contaminants, et cetera, in the food, water, and air supply that we all are subject to. The other article that I thought was fascinating, if you paralleled it with this, is that motorcycle sales, the motorcycle market is in the tank, worse than any other industry has ever experienced in the history of modern industry.
That's weird, because more
they have right now.
Here,
listen. Right now, there's 45,000 brand new motorcycles in showrooms over 200 days. That's catastrophic. Harley Davidson, Indian, Ducati, Honda, Yamaha, all are reducing production, some as high as 25% reduction in production.
Is this a good time to buy a new bike?
And they're offering rebate, cash back, 0% financing, and nobody's buying motorcycles.
Fuck, I'm going to try to get one. I didn't know it was that
more
easy.
chicks buying
So now why is that? Where are all the motorcycle riders?
You see more girls. Let me tell you something.
Are you saying they're not tough, John? The guys aren't tough anymore. They're not getting on bikes.
No, you know what it is? It's because they cut out all that shit in gym class and everything. And that's why the Trump administration just stuck in. Like, they want to go back to the president's fitness stuff and all that. Because the kids today, it's like, no, the fat kids can't run, so it's not fair to the fat fucks that are in school and the nerds that can't run. And that's what
Greg,
they did.
My son, my son's starting this new school in 3 weeks. He was going to a Montessori school. Now he's going to a Christian Academy school that is close by us. So it's a really nice school. Like, the tuition it's a nice school. But for lunch, their choices are like Chick-fil-A. They have fast food places that come there that like set up. So
it's horrible.
Regular. You can't get regular lunch food. So we're going to have to make us food every day. And also, John, if you notice, you see a lot of guys too that are like, you know, they're feminine. They don't grow beards, you know, like when I was 17 or 18, like I already had a full beard. I couldn't stop chasing women. And a lot of these guys now, because I talk to my friends that have kids that age, and they're like, they don't really care about girls, or they're not really like, I'm like, what?
They're all non-binary.
It's a combination of things.
Well, they're all non-binary.
There's a big difference. Greg, there's a big difference between being physically fit or out of shape versus having, versus having low testosterone, which kills desire.
No, John, it goes
manly,
together.
masculine, macho stuff. And it's not just limited to motorcycles. It's everything that you look at that requires toughness or masculinity is been deemed toxic.
But
I'm sure there's a dip in firefighters.
Wait a minute. You got fucking kids today, all they want to do is go on their cell phone. They don't want to go out and play. They don't want to go out and hit baseballs or work out and shit.
Or ride motorcycles.
Today, they don't want to ride motorcycles. All they want to do is first, most kids get a dirt bike first and graduate to
mini bike, dirt bike.
Right. They don't, or even a fucking bicycle. They don't want to do that. Right?
iPad, iPhone.
And it fucking that's what I said. The iPhone. They're on the fucking internet all day and they're fucking boo, 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 boo. You know, that shit. The video.
I mean, as soon as I get home from school, I would always get on my bicycle and go out just riding with my friends.
See what's going on, right?
My mother used to throw us out of the house.
it is a little more dangerous now. We're more aware of like how crazy the world is. I mean, I think back then, I don't know if there wasn't as much crazy people or we just didn't know it.
Hear about it as
much. Our parents would just let us go out and do whatever. Okay, just be home by 10, ride your bike. I would never go send my son out. You know, he's only 6, but he gets older. I would never go send him out. I'm like, hey, I'll see you at 10 o'clock. Like, I would assume he probably wouldn't come home. Like, someone would fucking snatch him up.
So one of my training clients who just competed in the USA. He's the athletic director at a school, and they now serve them breakfast and a lunch, and they serve for breakfast coffee, cake, or cereal and sometimes they serve yogurt or milk with it. The kids don't drink the milk and they don't eat the yogurt ever. They just eat the coffee cake.
Don't drink the milk. It's spoiled. Remember that?
And they have like Rice Krispie treats and shit like that. This is what they serve them for food. And they don't. They won't eat any of the protein stuff. They don't eat the yogurt or the milk.
Larry, apart from the egregiousness of it dietetically, it is also a source of xenoestrogens that is in the processing and in the fillers that are in those foods. So these kids are getting a double whammy. They're getting shit nutrition and they're getting a massive dose of estrogen.
Wait a minute, John. With you and George are all in our 60s. Okay, listen to me. When we were younger, I didn't go to McDonald's. My mother and father took us to McDonald's once every 6 months. You know what I'm saying?
Because I lived in Woodbury. The only McDonald's was in Huntington. That was like a fucking trip.
But I mean,
but McDonald's wasn't bad back then.
Yeah, right. But still, we didn't eat junk.
Not like today. Yeah,
it was
a treat. It was a treat.
Well, most people cooked at home. Your mom usually cooked dinner.
And I think it's the junk
sat at the table. It is because listen.
Yeah, but Armand, most families were together back then too. Now it's so many single parents.
But I see a lot of kids now too that are freaking massive and huge. And so like one of my best friends, his son's going off to college now. He's 18. He's a basketball player. Since he was a young age, my friend's a professional bodybuilder. Since he was a young age, he's always ate healthy. So the ones, I think it's all in the food because you see the really feminine estrogen.
That's what I'm saying.
But you guys see some huge ass kids though in the gym, 16, 17. I mean, they're fucking big. And so those are the ones that have been eating right at a young age. They, married their parents.
And they're also taking steroids. When we were young,
well, a lot of them are like, but like my friend's son, he's not taking steroids at all. He's way taller than his parents. He's way more muscular, not than his dad, but his dad's a pro bodybuilder. But he took care of himself. He started eating, and he never even craved junk food. Like my son, he's only 6. He'll be like, hey, when we order something somewhere, he'll be like, I don't want this on this or butter on this. He already knows to do that, and he doesn't like junk food at all. We'll get him like a junk food meal like once every month. He likes like a Happy Meal just because the toy, it's not even the burger. But
yeah, but Armand, do you know how many kids today, their fucking parents are lazy slobs?
They are.
They
very
take
lazy.
them to McDonald's every day.
Every day.
To the point where if it's not McDonald's, it's Burger King or fucking Wendy's or chicken in a bucket, whatever that shit is, and it's because they're too lazy to cook. Let's just get little Johnny's fucking Happy Meal every day. So the kid eats nuggets, which is even worse than the burgers, right? So by the time you're done, then he's home, or doing this shit all day in the fucking phone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because the parents aren't there to do anything. There's no after school activities. There's no physical clubs that people are doing stuff in. I mean, whatever happened to Boy Scouts?
Yeah, but you guys have completely.
No, we haven't because that's what's making
the point is testosterone.
Yeah.
Okay? We all agree that everybody's diet is shit, and the shit diet contributes to low testosterone. We got that.
Nobody's balls are producing it.
The low testosterone now is showing signs of its effect on the economy, certain industries, sports in general, people's health. Now we're starting to see the effects of low testosterone. So it's not only the low testosterone, it's low testosterone in conjunction with high estrogen. So they're two separate issues. Normally,
well, John, that's why you got all these kids too wanting to be all these boys wanting to be women too, because they feel like a woman because their estrogen.
Exactly.
Yeah, and also, guys, let's not forget when the ratio is that messed up, you're not going to have a boost of testosterone for puberty that you would with that high of an estrogen to suppress the hormones from actually from going through puberty.
But I mean, there's supposed to be a balancing loop that regulates. So if your testosterone increases, so does estrogen concomitantly. Conversely, if your estrogen goes up, your testosterone should
the plastics
rise.
and shit
the
like that.
The problem is with these kids is the estrogen's up, but the testosterone is not rising. It's going down too.
Because it's plastics, John. The plastics
it's
and all
all,
that shit.
it's not just one reason. It's a
but I mean, if you're eating nothing but
mass of many
John,
reasons.
how many times when you were young did your mother buy you a bag of fucking Doritos? I don't
Never.
know if Doritos even existed when I was
Never.
young. I mean, you had
But
potato chips.
I remember
Never ate
going
that
to this
shit.
kid's birthday party. It was the first time they had the little mini bags of Lay's potato chips. The
Yeah.
first time I ever saw them. I was like 10 years old.
Right. And my mother used to tell us, get the fuck out of the house, come back at lunch, and then get the fuck back out and don't come back till dinner.
We
You
ship,
understand?
that was typical Italian neighborhood. My mother used to give you a sandwich through the window in the kitchen window.
I'm telling
You wouldn't let you in the house. You throw you out of the house at 8 o'clock in the morning. You
And
come
drink the
home and
water out of the hose. Out of the hose.
Yeah,
It's laying in the
Drink water out of
backyard.
the hose. Yup.
Drank
Yup.
the-
It's laying there. It's been there. It's been there all year long through the snow, through the
And it
rain,
tastes like,
right?
It tastes like
Laying
the
there,
hose, too.
you know, rusted. The end's
Oh,
all rusted.
George, you love that hose water. Come on, man.
They would
Yeah,
suck
that's
the
what
water
made me
out of the
strong.
hose. The hose wasn't on, so they'd suck the water out of the hose.
Right.
That's what he's talking about.
Then you share it with everybody. You know,
Or you drink.
Oh God,
drink from
sharing the
Meanwhile,
hose.
meanwhile, you're sucking on it. You're actually sucking on it. Like, yeah.
Oh,
It's
They
totally
tell you how
amazing
bad
we're
that is
alive
now.
right
Like,
now.
do not drink out of it. That's so toxic now.
You drink. I had
Can you
Building up our
imagine-
antibodies.
fucking George probably ate lead paint.
Yes. You want to know something? George, Greg, and me, we drove in cars with no car seats.
Yo,
we rode
fuck
bicycles with no helmets, elbow guards, knee guards, shin guards, shoulder guards.
and duct tape seats and shit. You know?
all we
You
had
get new bikes.
seatbelt. We didn't even have seatbelts. We didn't
No
even have
air
seatbelts in the
conditioning.
back
No,
seat.
Yeah.
and the Pontiacs with the seats in the back where you could see out the back. Remember those? There were no seatbelts on them. They were great,
Wait,
man.
we're at least 10, 15 years older. than you.
The station wagon.
Yeah, the
John,
station
yeah,
wagon.
The
That's
seat
what I'm
flipped
talking
up out of
about.
the floor. The
John.
seat flipped up out of the floor.
Yeah,
Faced out the back.
John, you know what's even crazier? You
I
didn't even
love
have
it.
music. You had to fucking call a radio station, say, "Can you play that song?" And then they play. This one goes out to John driving to fucking Vega over there. You know.
Or you had the 8-track. Y'all had the 8-track.
Before 8-track. I drove before
Isn't it amazing though?
Just started.
Isn't it amazing though that we're all still alive? That we lived such a dangerous childhood, and that we
That built
survived.
up our test. That's why our
I
test
think we're
levels
still
are so
alive.
high.
There you go, Georgie. That's why our
That's
test
why.
levels are high.
We were
The
out.
problem
We were out
is,
beating-
if you
We were men. We were men. We were strong. We were out like gladiators. That's what
I
we gotta
think-
make the kids do. Be gladiators.
Well,
You know-
that's a good point, Georgie, because what they're doing now with this toxic masculinity push is that they are conflating strength with aggression. And that's wrong. You can be a strong dude and be chill as hell. Look at Armin. So, you can be big and chill. Most guys are. I don't know. I know on the one hand, I can count the number of true hotheads that I know. I mean, true hotheads. Very
Milos.
small.
Who's
Very
I'm
small.
sorry, buddy.
And you all know who you are. So, but the aggressiveness in that society fears today is really what they're talking about. Is they don't want masculine men. They don't want men
the
who are
Karens?
But you
Those
blame the
Karens,
you
those-
blame the
those are
mothers.
the ones that are aggressive.
Exactly.
They baby their kids today.
Yeah.
Every
They do.
kid's got to get a trophy. Every kid's got to look at the Yankees. They were saying that everybody's going, get rid of Boone, get rid of Boone. And one of the analysts said, listen, if the Yankees get rid of Boone, they're going to get the same kind of guy to replace him because he coddles the players instead of saying, dude, you just fucking gave up 6 runs in a fucking warning. You suck it. Get out.
You realize this is not an accidental thing. This was a
Of course
planned out.
not.
It's a plan.
course.
I wanted to
Yeah.
get to that.
It's been
Larry.
planned out for decades.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has been.
On
It
purpose.
has been.
It's
With the
called
pride, the stupid pride flags all over the place, this and that.
Yeah, but
Let
listen,
him finish, George.
Let
We
Larry
can-
finish.
control the population, and it's easier to control weak people
Yep,
and passive people. And this has been planned for. I saw this coming decades ago. They took the weights out of the prisons
Yep.
for to weaken people up, and that was like the science experiment. You take the weights out to see if the people got smaller, if they were more controllable, and all that. And they just want to control the population.
Larry,
And-
didn't it make the behavior worse when they took the weights out?
Yes,
Didn't the
it sure
behavior
did.
get worse?
Yeah, but
Yes.
their idea was still the plan was to make people
Right.
weaker, so they'd be
Right. They thought it-
less aggressive, and they do not want society. Most of society does not want masculine men, especially. I'm going to say this:
Especially black men.
the left side does not want masculine men because
No, they do not.
you're a threat. You're a threat to, you know, you
Their
don't
agenda.
conform. You don't conform to, you know, what they want.
Wait, I gotta
agenda.
feed. I gotta
You're,
feed.
you're
the dog.
also you're also a threat to the sections
Wait, I
of
gotta feed the
society that
dog,
they
but I-
support.
I want to say something what Larry just said. They also don't fucking give you meat. The shit we had was like fucking fake meat. They don't want you to get aggressive. They don't want no sugar. Everything was sugar free. It's all bullshit. I'm feeding the
Yeah,
dog.
you know, I know Greg's a big MMA fan. You know, you guys know Guy Mesner, the fighter Guy Mesner.
Yeah.
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 So I just signed my son up with him for MMA. So he's doing that like two, 3 times a week. It's real close. So
Oh,
you know,
awesome.
they got the kids MMA where they start like at 5, 6 years old, and they
That's
they
awesome.
do boxing, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, everything, wrestling. And so I just started in there because the problem too is parents let their kids. They get lazy. They're bad parents, and they let their kids stay on electronics all day. Like I limit my son. I'm like, no, dude, we're not watching this. We're going to go, soccer. We're going to go. So every day we do something. It's either soccer or going to the MMA gym. So
Same here.
you gotta keep them busy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
Dave
son's been
did-
in kung fu for the past 5 years. He really
awesome.
enjoys that. Yeah.
Dave's kid too. Dave's kid has been in
And
it.
you know, it really, honestly, it's the fault of the parents.
Yes.
It is.
I mean, when I grew up, my
That's
father
sad,
put
yeah.
my brother and I in karate when we were little kids, and then we were playing soccer and riding bikes. We were doing sports. We went played racquetball. My father was a professional handball player. He
Oh, wow.
brought me my first weight
Oh,
set when I
really?
was like 12,
Wow.
and I was going with him to the racket club and lifting weights there. I mean, we were brought up playing
Yeah, well,
sports.
monkey see, monkey do, man. That's how
Well,
it is. And now you got
Larry-
these
No,
parents these days.
What Larry's saying is we were brought up tough. We were
Exactly.
brought up- we
Yeah.
were
Because
brought
our
up-
parents
right.
were tough. That's what I'm saying.
The
Monkey
wor-
see, monkey do.
The worst thing you can do as a parent is coddle your kid. That's
Yeah.
the worst thing that you can do for them. You are ruining them.
Yeah, but
for
Absolutely.
parents today don't even punish their kids, John. That's the fucking problem.
Yeah, that's
A
what I'm
mother
saying.
wants to take
That
their
is the
cell phone away from a kid, and it's like, okay, you know what I mean? Because the kid gets psycho.
I mean, what's the point in having a kid if you can't smack the shit out of him once in a
Well,
while?
well,
see,
here's
that's
another
the point
thing
is-
too.
the thing
Listen.
is though, when you have a kid, your real obligation is to turn that kid into the best human being you possibly can.
That's right, John.
So they need structure, they need direction, they need skills, they need to
Discipline.
know how to do shit, discipline. So number one, absolutely, if you're taking your kid to MMA, you are doing the absolute right thing. Karate, judo, jiu-jitsu, kempo, karate, whatever, some form of martial arts that teaches discipline. Make them
Yeah.
go to school, make them get good grades, teach them 2 languages, round them, show them the world, show them different cultures. Don't teach them how to hate. These are the things that create great human beings that go on to do great things that help society. You
That's
got to
right.
start at home. You got to start young, and you got to be tough on your kids. And it's not coddling. You can
Well,
be very
there's another-
loving to your child and still be tough and make them do shit that's going to
There's
help them
another
later
part
in
of
life.
this, John. First of all, in order for a boy to become a man, you need a father figure.
Yeah.
And most of these kids nowadays don't have their single
what I
parent
was saying.
families. The
Yeah.
I was
father's
about to
not
say that,
around.
Larry.
They're
Yeah.
being
They-
I
raised
already
by
said it.
women.
Yep.
And
Yeah, you
sorry,
said it
women
earlier.
are not good role models for young men.
No.
I see so many young guys in my gym that all they have is a mom, and they're the biggest pussies ever.
Well, women too, Larry. Girls that don't have fathers is the same way. The girls
Yeah.
turn out a certain way too. They have daddy issues.
They end up in
That's
abusive
not around.
relationships almost always.
Or
But
they-
you know what? Listen, I had my mother raised me for the most part before my stepfather came along, and she was just a spectacular person that was always, kept us cultured. We went to see, Kennedy Center, so we saw music and arts, and then also physical stuff. It was either tennis lessons or music or soccer or something. We went to Georgetown basketball camp, stayed a week there. Navy Soccer Academy, stayed a week there in the summer. And if your parents can do that, and it's, what is it, sending you to a really good week school to learn something. I learned soccer really well from that. I learned
Did she ever call
basketball
you
well from that.
Armin? Did she ever call you Armin?
No, she never did.
Okay, that was a good joke, Greg. That was good.
A lot of people have kids though, but there's very few people that are actually good parents anymore. I mean, you really to teach your kids in this world, especially now, especially with all the weird shit that other people will try to teach them, you have to really be in your kid's life and talk to them, and they can't be afraid to talk to you. You know, I don't think you should be friends with your kids. You should not be like friends, but they should respect you. They should fear you. But you should. There's a lot of people that are friends with their kids. It's weird. I see women going out drinking with their younger daughters. It's just like they were friends their whole life. You should not be friends with your kids.
Well, later,
Armand, let me add to that really quick. John, let me add that real quick because you know this is a big part of it.
As a kid,
is in school. And depending on what state you're in, like in Colorado, there's an agenda for real. It's not a joke. They try to get you the minute you feel some kind of way, you talk to the counselor because being trans is cool now. They literally push that agenda on you, and it's horrible. I homeschool my child for that main reason, and I think that if for parents that can't afford private school like Armand, and because I'm sure that's a pretty penny with the school you're because went from Montessori, which is also paid for, and then to the Christian school, which is paid for, and if you can't afford something like that, but you can spend 3 hours with your child, you can homeschool your child. In 3 hours, we can do everything and then some of what the normal daily curriculum is.
So then why did they make me stay in school for 6 hours then? What the
because the attention's divided up amongst all the kids. It's not one-on-one.
I had so much shit to do at home, and I wasted all that time in school.
John, but in our era, parents rule today
like ring Olivio, tag.
Teachers are fucking brainwashing kids. That's the problem.
Yeah, they are.
Well,
they are.
All these teachers are radical fucking nut jobs.
They are.
They're brainwashing the kids. So in our day, if you said to your mother, you spanked me and I'm going to call the police, right? My mother would have said, let me fucking dial while I bust your fucking
Yeah, exactly, right?
Now,
I don't,
because kids will call the police. Kids fucking rule their parents today. I watch kids fucking tell their parents off. I would have got fucking a fist.
So disrespectful.
She got some fucking heavy hands. You know,
I don't think spanking. I don't think spanking's always the issue because some kids don't respond well to spanking. They'll just.
That's true.
Well, that's because you're not spanking them hard enough.
My mother.
You've got to figure out the personality of the kid.
No, you fucking knock them out. You knock them out when they're coming
one good
through.
one.
No, one good one. You got that kid trained for life.
Let me tell you something. I told
when in school with his jaw wired shut.
When I was young, I told my parents I want a lock on the door. You know what my father said to me? Oh yeah, I'll take the door off the fucking hinges. As a matter of fact, I'll take the bed out of there and I'll sleep in there. That's my house. You know what I mean? Like there was no fucking around. They meant it. My sister, when she had trouble with her daughter, she took the TV out of the room and she just left the bed. She took everything out that the kid liked, and she said, "You're going to sleep just in this bed. You have nothing in this room now, and you stay."
They act like it's their house, Greg. They act like it's their house. My parents were so. I never was allowed to have girls at the house ever.
Dude, if I back to
Armand, I wasn't either, and I got caught, and my mother kicked me out the house. No shit. I got caught. I got caught. Oh man!
Something. I mean, if you were hungry, you want to ask. Can I have that apple? And then sometimes you say no.
My son does that still. I love it.
Like no, dinner's in 20 minutes.
Exactly.
Suck it up.
Yeah.
I want to move Greg's point forward because you mentioned schools. Now hear this out. Try not to interrupt me. So.
I'll try.
Zoran Mondani, is running for mayor of New York. He won the Democratic nomination. He looks like, by all measures, he's going to be the new mayor of New York City. He's a full-blown communist, full-blown Hamas sympathizer, full-blown radical, full-blown super-left Marxist communist. He wants to have
openly
government grocery stores, rent control, gathering property. There shouldn't be any billionaires. This guy's a maniac. You know who voted for him? Not the black people, not the brown people, not the poor people. The people who voted for him were upper middle class white kids.
What?
That's who voted for him. Where
my
did the
God.
upper middle class white kids come from? Universities.
They
The
brainwash.
universities today, to Greg's point, the schools, they start, like you said, they start indoctrinating them, and no matter at the slightest inkling of questioning their sexuality, all the way up through graduating college. These kids are polluted. Their minds are completely taken over and polluted by leftist extreme bullshit.
John, I've got a story for you.
You will. And then that's why now you're going to have the greatest city in the world, the biggest financial center in the world, the most important, arguably the most important city in the country, managed by a communist.
Yeah.
Because why? Because the liberal schools churned out enough urchins to vote for him. Nobody who he's is purporting to affect in a positive way voted for him. None.
He's a piece of shit. And you know
I gotta tell you guys a story. I gotta tell you guys a story.
Let him tell the story.
John, for 1 second. John, think about this. What are these young kids' shirts? You see all these kids wearing shirts today. Che Rivera. Who the fuck was Che Rivera?
I have no idea.
What?
They have no idea.
Oh, they have no idea. Right. They look at the guy like a hero. He was a freedom fighter. No, he wasn't. He was a savage. Do you know how many people that guy murdered? And he was a fucking savage, you know? And you know what's funny? He was like a right-hand man to Castro until Castro realized, I got to get rid of this guy. He's going to want to fucking try to take
was going to take over Cuba, exactly.
That's why Castro, because he was worse than Castro. You fucking kids today have no...
And these fucking mooks wear the shirt with the
They wear the shirt everywhere.
They have no clue.
They sell them in Walmart.
Let me tell you guys. Let me tell you guys a story, okay? My brother spoke to his best friend after years, and he told me what had happened. And his son, my brother's best friend's son, was going to school. He was kind of dorky, tall, big, really overweight guy, and he told the school he felt like he was transitioning, like he wanted to transition, which was very popular at his school, at the school that he was going to, New York, by the way. And without telling the parents. And so in that state, they have it where if the parents don't agree, the student can get the transitioning behind the parents' back, protected against the parents trying to stop them. Okay. That's what this kid did. I can't believe it happened to someone this close to me, but this really happened.
Is your brother dating him now?
No, seriously, listen. So then he ends up doing the full transition, and he had his penis chopped off.
At what age?
Jesus.
At 18. Yeah. So and the school told them that we're going to give him a test to see how he falls in this. He has to be transitioned. He's the highest. Of course they're going to say that because that's their business. So then they brainwash the parents into thinking that if they didn't do this, then their son would commit suicide because he's so unhappy with being a boy. So the penis gets chopped off. They have to put a prosthetic dildo in him every night, or else the fake vagina seals up. Jeez. And this guy is like 6'3", 6 foot something like that, 350 something pounds. Okay. Now let's just be honest. Okay.
Wait, can I get
hold on a minute. Who manipulated this kid to thinking that he would look better as a woman?
Because they say to the
look at Magic Johnson's son. Magic Johnson's son, you see in every picture with Magic Johnson and his family with his big son dressed in a dress and like a female, and he's like damn near like 6'6".
I didn't see that. That's horrible.
Wait.
Magic Johnson? Yeah.
Wait,
Magic Johnson.
Rather have a dead son or a live daughter. That's what they pull that bullshit.
They do. Yeah.
That's
so. Let's not forget, by the way, all of these start with one thing first. All of them, antidepressants. Now, the antidepressants are very peculiar because these drugs also make you want to kill yourself. So right. So it goes from once, and then the next one is okay. Well, you got to get hormones now because we got to start. Then the hormones come in, and we're talking about at a young age. Some people, 13, 14, behind the parents' back. taking estrogen to be like a woman in hopes of getting their penis chopped off.
Fuck that. In your state, they're fucking 6 and 7. They were doing that shit. You know what I'm saying?
No wonder the
Colorado,
motorcycle industry's in the
They were
dump.
like 6
Yeah,
and
they're making money because they're making. I think it's like
SSRIs help very few people. Very few. I know so
Very
many of my
few.
friends that are on them. They help. They do help some, but they
Well,
help very few people. And
you know,
you can't get off of them. I have many friends. They cannot get off their SSRIs. It's like
compared
it's
to the
mental health.
success rate of microdosing psilocybin, which there's so
Yeah.
much proof that works, way better than any of the antidepressants. And in states like Colorado, where they basically decriminalized psilocybin and a whole host of other things, including Ibogaine, you know, you're going to start seeing research being done on it, and hopefully that will be a way.
Ketamine treatment too.
Ketamine treatment too, absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
Listen, I get the answer. I get the answer. Say your prayers, do your training,
You got to send
eat your Captain Protein cookie, and you're fine. That's it.
And say your
You know-
prayers.
That's right. No, I'm serious.
No estrogen in those cookies. You sprinkle a
I've been
little
doing-
testosterone. You know what you need to do is sprinkle some methyl test on all your cookies, buddy.
Anadrols and shit. Put Anadrol chips in there, like little the fucking cookies like this with all these. It looks like white chips. but
Oh,
it's
that'd
all
be great. Anadrol cookies.
No,
I love it.
That's a little Yeah, she should do it with Anavar. That would be worth. That would be make good chocolate.
Yeah, because with the 2.5s, you could throw 10 in a
you
cookie.
could put a handful in there.
I sold my
no one would
chips.
accuse you of being
It'd be like chocolate chips, but it's Anavar. You bite into it, you little crunch.
Well, if you had, but if the 2.5s, no one would accuse you of being cheap.
No,
It would be like a big handful.
You can't open the package. The way to open the package is you have to do 50 push-ups and 50 jumping jacks before the package will open up.
No, that's way. No. You have to, You have to smash it open with. No, you have to smash it open with a hammer.
Yes.
That's
No,
what you
with your
got to do.
fist.
Tough
With a
it
hammer-
up.
with a hammer
Like
fist.
Hillary did with the
You want that
BlackBerry.
cookie? You want that cookie? You fight for it, motherfucker. You want that cookie? You go. You get that hammer and bust that fucking thing open. That's how you're gonna get that. If everybody treated their kid like that, there'd be no fat kids.
Wait, I got a question for. I got a serious question for me. I mean,
For me?
Yes. Do you have that guy's phone number? The guy that got his dick cut off.
I can get it for you if you
I'm
want.
kidding. I'm kidding.
You're not kidding. You are not kidding.
I'm not kidding.
Maybe if he was like 5'2", 100 pounds, then maybe it'd be a different story.
No. He's like 6'5", 355
No, I
pounds.
was joking.
Well, Mike,
I don't know. Hold on. I don't know why they told him to transition. They should have told him to fucking diet, lose the weight.
How long ago was that? What is he doing now?
Start playing football.
He's in some music school. That's for those type of kids, and like all those kids are like weird and wacky.
Yeah, they'll never have a relationship with anybody because
You know, in Colorado, it's like the whole thing is non-binary. It's all non-binary. Like no kids want to actually. They're brainwashed into thinking that this whole gender thing is, and so they all just go with the safe route, which is non-binary. You know, or something along those asexual, non-binary. You know, one of those things.
they're going to be eunuchs. They're going to be eunuchs.
Yeah, they're going to be eunuchs. That's what this boy turned into, by the way. After you chop your penis off and you're using some sort of prosthetic dildo to keep that fake vagina open, I mean, you are a eunuch. It's so sad.
Why couldn't
man.
he just cut his penis off and use the penis instead of a dildo? So you get fucked. It's like go fuck yourself.
Well,
right?
no, because they take the penis and they invert it inside out because of all the nerves.
They cut it. They spread it to make it look like it's disgusting.
Right.
And it's never gonna look right. But you have to think about this. They don't even look at you as a human being anymore. It's so disgusting. They just think of you. How many drugs and surgeries can we profit off of this person, this carcass, before he dies? Because they know that after you do all that and then you realize this isn't a real vagina. I'm not attractive to men. What the fuck did I do? They're gonna kill themselves, and it's like a 70% rate of suicide amongst the transsexual people. It's horrible. It's higher. I'm sorry. It's higher.
And to speed it along, they'll prescribe them, Zoloft or something.
Oh no, that's the first thing. It goes with Zoloft, and then don't forget after every surgery too, narcotics, pain medication. So they're literally strung out. First off, a lot of these kids were already on Adderall, Ritalin, Zoloft, Paxil, Prozac. They were already on that
Estrogen,
before they
And
took the
then
estrogen.
the
And
ADD
then they
stuff
take the
too.
estrogen.
Yeah.
Ritalin and Adderall, and
Yep.
they used to prescribe like
Again,
all
this
of that
goes
shit.
Yeah,
back
they
to
don't
what
need
I
it. They don't need any of that. Who
Whenever
doesn't
I
matter
eat
They
what
need a
it's in.
Captain
this
Protein
goes
cookie
back
is
to what I
what
said
they need.
originally.
That's
This was
right. They
a
need.
planned out thing. They
Right.
I'll tell you.
villainize they villainize testosterone. They're promoting all this feminine stuff.
Yep.
Yep.
When my daughter was 10, her mother passed, and I had to fight for custody with the grandparents. And I won. I went all the way to Supreme Court after they accused me of being a crazy, homicidal bodybuilder and all that bullshit.
Yeah, I remember you saying
No.
this.
No,
No, I remember you
Dude,
saying this. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what
But
works.
anyways-
That's what works in court. It works in
But
court.
I got custody.
He's like
I
the
got
only one.
custody because it was bullshit.
Yeah.
And these grandparents called Child Protective Services on me every single week for 2 years.
Crazy.
And every week they'd call me and they'd say, we're sorry, but we have to come out again because we got a call. And they come out and like, okay, yeah, nothing happened, but they call every single week.
Fuck.
Harassment.
And nothing was going on. One time my daughter wanted to go. So I knew this guy. Him and his family would go ride horses, and I known him for a long time. But one day she wanted to go on a horse riding trip with them, but they had already left, and they were like 2.5 hours away. And she wants to go, and I call the guy, and he's like, "Well, I'll go pick her up." And I'm like, "You're gonna go pick her up? It's like a 2.5 hour drive to where they're at. So he's gonna drive 5 hours to pick up my daughter, and she's like 13 years old."
COVID.
And I said, "Nah, she doesn't need to go today." Because that was just too weird. Like, this guy wants to drive 5 hours to go pick her up to take her to somewhere in the
Fuck 'em,
mountains.
You're
I'm
gonna
like,
pick up your own
I'm like,
kid. It's
no.
your kid.
Larry,
your
pick her
kid.
up from
Yeah.
where?
He
were they
wanted
picking
to
her up
pick
from?
her up to take her horse riding somewhere 2.5 hour drive away.
So he could be alone with your kid. That's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
right. And so I
Yeah,
said,
I
no.
get it, dude.
I said, no, she don't need to go to that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so I told her, you're not going. And she was all upset. So she called her grandparents,
Oh
and they
God.
called Child Protective Services on me. So they come out and they interview her, and she said he said he can't go. I can't go because I might get raped. I didn't use that word, but the lady comes and she said, your daughter said you wouldn't let her go because she might get raped. I said, well, I didn't use that word, but yeah, that's pretty much what I said, and I'm still standing by it. She goes, well, sounds like you're just trying to be a protective father. And I'm saying, yeah, and I'm still going to say the same thing. She's not going with some older dude on a 5 hour drive.
You don't know.
It starts with a hand on the leg. It starts with a hand on the leg in the drive, and then God knows where that hand goes.
I would
Yeah,
never
and she
put
did not
myself in a
understand because she's
situation
13
around
and
somebody
she didn't get it.
Me
And I'm
too.
just like, you're not going. You don't need to go to that.
She gets it now, right?
Well, I don't know, but
Listen, they when they
but I
when
still
you
get Child
brainwash a
Protective
kid,
Services was called on me for that.
You should get a restraining order against them. From that.
Sued her for harassment.
This
This
is a
is
while
years
ago,
ago.
but
anyway.
it gets too late sometimes when they brainwash the kid.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's so fucked up when you brainwash a kid and do that to them and think the other
terrible.
parents is
Do
certain
you know how
parents,
hard it is
that's
to
not them.
unbrainwash them?
Oh yeah, it's extremely hard.
Yeah.
Very, very hard.
We've all spoke about it off camera.
All right, we got to wrap the show up.
All right,
But
yep.
Larry, before we do, I know that you've been to the USA. You've interviewed all the USA guys. Some of them were great interviews. I want you to give everybody
I
where you can
all
find
the-
them and watch them.
I interviewed all the winners of the USA from the middleweight to the super heavyweight, which is
Nice.
Dave's client. And
Cool.
they were great guys. And one of them was on the podcast last week, Chris Massaro, and he just competed in his first pro show in the Tampa Pro and looked pretty great for being his first pro show. But of course, it was a stacked lineup. But all those interviews are up on my channel on Larry Pollock Uncensored YouTube channel.
There it is.
And they're really great interviews. The guys were really forthcoming and transparent. We talked about their nutrition, training, PEDs, the whole everything.
Cool.
And so it was really good information. And just check it out because I actually learned stuff from these guys because I know some of you guys are into the bodybuilding thing, but I actually asked them questions because I wanted to know, like, what is your training like? And they a lot of different ideas, but there was a common thing among all the winners. They've all competed for a number of years and done multiple attempts at their pro card before they actually got it. So these guys are all hardcore,
Hardcore.
Okay,
Hard
so they didn't-
competitors.
Awesome.
And even the young guy, they've all been competing and training for at least a decade.
It's like the old
for
days.
real.
Well, definitely make sure you guys check those videos out. And Larry does really good interviews, so I can just imagine they're all good. And we'll wrap it up here and see you guys next week for another exciting episode of After Hours.
What are your prayers? Do your training? Eat your protein cookie.
Georgie, take us
Never
out.
give up.
Drop the reps, increase the dose.
Never give up. Never give up because God loves you, baby.
There you go.